Offered halls, you should know that first. I was offered light and a seat and a name. They set the table, they poured the wine. They said, stay, stay, and be glad you came. The halls were warm and the company fine, and the music played and the voices rang. And I stood in the doorway and I felt it pull, the gravity of the belonging. My mother said, you'll be lonely, dear. My father said, you'll be cold. My sister said, what a waste of a girl who could have been a queen if she'd done as she was told. And I love them like a fire loves the room it's burning in. But the room was getting smaller and the fire was getting thin. And a thin fire in a warm room is just a decoration on the wall. And I was never decorative, never small. I was tea and I was moonlight. I was the thing that runs the ridge between the known and the unknown. And I was not a centerpiece, I was a bridge to the wild. I was the wild, and I couldn't learn that in a hall. I couldn't learn it with a crown. I could only learn it in the free fall of the dark, the gorgeous dark, where nothing answers and nothing asks, and the only voice is the voice in my chest. And the only face is the one behind the mask I made myself from speed and night. And the antlers of the things I've chased across the empty, through the black, where nobody can find me and nobody is placed above me or below me. And the rank is just the rank of how fast and how far and how willing you are to be alone with nothing but the dark between the stars. I chose the dark between the stars. I chose the dark between the stars. Not the star, not the station, not the throne, not the art. I chose the hunting and the chase. I chose the cold side of the moon. I chose the dark between the stars, and I choose it again. I choose it soon. And Actian, oh Actian, you stumbled through my frequency one night. You saw me in the clearing of my solitude. You saw me in my unobserved, my unperformed, my light that wasn't meant for anyone. The light I am when no one's there. And you froze and you looked and you wanted, and wanting was the end of you, I swear. I didn't hate you for the looking, I hated that you thought the looking made me yours. That seeing was a kind of claiming, that witnessing was opening doors. And to me, no door, there's no door, because I'm not a room. I'm the forest and the night and the arrow and the moon. And I turned you into prey, because that's what you became the moment that you saw me and decided you could hold me with a name. I chose the dark between the stars. I chose the dark between the stars. Not the name, not the naming, not the frame, not the art. I chose the sprint, I chose the kill. at the hour when the stations light their windows and I'm passing through. Ooh, the system's edge where no one's looking out, and I could stop, I could talk, I could warn. My hand's against another person's frequency, and I don't, and the not doing is a storm. I carry willingly a chosen storm, because the warmth that comes with company comes also with the room, and every room becomes a shape you learn to fit. And I won't be a shape, I am the shapeless thing that runs between. I chose the dark between the stars. I chose the dark between the stars. And the dark is wide and the dark is mine, and the dark has never asked me to be anything but the thing I was when I arrived. Hungry, fast, alive, alone. Hungry, fast, alive, alone. And the loneliness is not the price, I need you to understand. The loneliness is not the price, the loneliness is the land.